What's going on here today is the community coming out as they have for the past year and a half since Cameron Marshall was first diagnosed with cancer, and this is sort of the capstone on a really crazy year for them. Elena's one of my good friends, and she called me on a Tuesday morning after the 4th of July weekend and with a shake in her voice told me that Cameron had cancer. And Cameron and my son Benjamin are best friends, and along with another boy, and I just said, what do you need? And she's the kind of person that if it had been me and if it had been my son, she would have been at my house, her children would have been weeding my garden, would have been splitting my wood, so I figured, you know, whatever I could do to help. So it very quickly turned into a community effort, and food and groceries and hot meals started coming through my house. We didn't want many people in their house because of infections, so I delivered all the food to their house for months. Cameron's like an angel in a person's body. I can't think of any other person who could have handled this as gracefully as he has. We were in the hospital with him that first weekend, the day after he was diagnosed, and he had a positive attitude then, and he's had a positive attitude when I've seen him practically unconscious on the couch. He had his first sleepover at our house, and not because he wasn't scared to, but because he knew it would be good for him and good for his mom and dad if he had a sleepover. He's the kind of kid who thinks of other people. So, Be Positive is an organization that Cameron came up with to help the families and kids staying in the hospital. One of the things we found early on was that it was really difficult to get Elena out to eat meals when Cameron was getting his treatment. We could get all the gift certificates to Au Bon Pain that we needed from friends and family, but really when it came down to it, they needed the support like gas cards to drive back and forth, for gas to drive back and forth to the hospital, and meals and gift certificates for food, that kind of stuff that you don't think of. They began to realize how important that was, and so the Be Positive Foundation helps people have access to those things. I'm absolutely over the moon about today. Yeah, there have been many things that we've had to work on fixing in the house over the past year, and the idea of this not being a Band-Aid but being a whole cloth remaking of their existence is amazing to me. But what's the most amazing thing to me is that it's not going to change them one bit, because they're people of faith and they're people with amazing hearts. So the fact that they live in a new house is going to be wonderful, but it's not going to change them at all. And I just found out that as the person who knows their grocery and food tastes better than just about anyone, as the person, since I've been doing their groceries for the past year, I get to restock their house with groceries. So I will be the person in charge of restocking the entire house with all the things that all the kids like, and I know all the personal tastes of all the kids, so that'll be so much fun.